Nishtaye, Nishprapanjaya Shantaye, Nidalambaya Te Jase Om, Trayambakam Yajamahe, Sugandim Pushtivadanam, Urvaru Kamiva Bandanan, Ditya Mukshya Mamrutat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Hi there. It's me. Je m'appelle Sally Kirkland en français. And with me tonight is the gorgeous Daniel DiCriscio. And he is the master of makeover, among other things. And he has such an interesting bio that I thought I would read some of it because I can't memorize it all. It's great. Daniel is an all-around media talent and brand. He's a television personality, celebrity, hairstylist, actor, singer, model, and celebrity image consultant. He received the title Messiah of Makeover after his historical transformation on Paula Jones during the Clinton sex scandal. Daniel was named as one of the winners on a New York Post winners and losers list about the scandal alongside Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky, and Al Gore. He's also known for his work on Pamela Anderson, the late Anna Nicole Smith, Cato Kalin, Faye Resnick, Barbie twins, Stevie Nicks, Marilyn Mason. Daniel has starred on, you have to help me, Da Ali G Show.
Da Ali G Show.
Bruno Interview with Sacha Baron Cohen, Todd TV Home James, Christine's Court. Oh, it goes on and on. TMZ, TV Extra, The Gossip Queens, E-Talk Canada, Jay Leno,
Yes.
Fox News Channel, Geraldo, The Tonight Show, The South Bank Show, The Daily Show, The Commercial Geo by Giorgio Armani, directed by David Lynch.
Yes.
The David Lynch. And your self-styled debut album, Sin, produced two of the singles, Take Life to the Other Side.
Take Me to the Other Side.
Does that mean like heaven?
Can mean whatever you want it to mean.
Oh, to me it means heaven.
If that's how you want it, that's what it means.
Take me to the other side, please.
I'll
Let's
take you
get
to
out of
heaven.
this crazy world right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Daniel is also open for Grace Jones at Paramount Studios, Hollywood. Daniel currently can be seen in the movie Hair. You don't mean Hair?
Not Hair, the play that you know of in the movie.
Yeah.
This is a whole new thing. It's a documentary style movie about hair.
Oh.
And the importance of hair or not the importance of it. It's about hair in our generation.
Okay.
Yes.
That's cool. You studied with Lee Strasberg, who I studied with 20 years and who I taught for 20 years. Yeah?
Yes.
In New York.
In New York.
I taught out here in LA. And I took my glasses off so I can't read the last thing. So you are...
Zombikers.
What's that?
Zombikers is the last thing.
Oh, okay.
And that has Lilo Brancato in it and Michael Alec and Michael Musso. They're all in that movie. And that's coming out at the end of summer.
Oh, nice.
So we have to give them a shout out. You know.
So how do you manage to balance all of these different expertises?
Well, I'm very diverse. So with me, I get bored so easily. But with an artistic personality like I have, I'm interested in anything artistic. It goes from music to acting to creating beauty to anything. So
well, when I first became aware of you, it was a show I saw with you and Anna Nicole Smith. Can you talk a little bit about your work with her?
Well, Anna Nicole Smith, I've known her since, believe it or not, 1994. I knew her.
She's in heaven now.
Yes. And wonderful woman. I mean, she and I would laugh for hours about everything. I mean, she would be so fun about like junk food because we like to get Snickers and stuff and eat like that, But she was always like childlike and fun. Like you're never serious and heavy, with me. So I always enjoyed being with her a lot. But I've heard other stories. I've heard stories how she had a different side to her, which I didn't run into. And I heard like from someone way at the top, I'm not going to say who, but you'd know if I said their name in a minute.
Right.
But they said that after the Guess campaign, that her career came to a halt due to her behavior, that no one wanted to work with her, which is true.
And she had an addiction problem.
That's why. And because everybody in Hollywood wanted to work with her.
Right.
and she was the hottest ticket. Then all of a sudden, she just ruined it for
So
herself.
what was that like for you, being with the hottest ticket and all of the paparazzi and all of the craziness and
Oh, it's
mob
great.
scenes?
It's great. I mean, every person I've been with, I mean, I'm very grateful to have worked with such major personalities. I mean, it's from Pamela Anderson to Anna Nicole Smith.
Okay,
you know,
well,
all
let's
of
talk
them.
about Pamela Anderson.
Yes.
So did you go back with her to Baywatch?
Oh,
when
we
she was
did
on there?
Baywatch Hawaiian Wedding together, which was a movie, and it was in Hawaii on the North Shore, and I flew with her on a private jet.
She has a private jet?
Yeah, it was
Really?
a private
I'm
jet.
impressed.
Yeah, and it was really great. It was very small, very claustrophobic for me, but I mean, those private jets are so tiny, you know. But you know, it was fun being with her. She's a lot of fun. We had a great time.
And she's into animals, and you're into animals.
Yes. Yes.
Isn't she involved with, what's it called,
PETA.
PETA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
People for
the ethical treatment of animals.
I was
Right.
a member for many years. I
Me
don't know if
too,
I am
yeah.
now.
I used to go way back to their things they used to have for PETA in New York City at the Palladium. Back when River Phoenix was alive, I used to go. So I was a member back then.
And you write for a magazine on animals.
Yes, a pet magazine called Lick, and I do celebrity interviews, and I call them Animal Chat. And it's the highlight, they say, of our magazine, you know, the magazine. But I'm a contributing writer and pretty much an editor, and I do celebrity interviews. I've done Elaine Boozler, I've done Carol Ida White, who's from Laverne and Shirley. You know, I just do anybody who's a celebrity, and we sit
Laverne
and
and
talk.
Shirley, he just passed over last
I
night,
know.
Gary Marshall.
Gary Marshall, to say.
Light,
Yes.
light
Light.
to his soul journey home to God. Gary
Yes.
Marshall, what a brilliant man. So tell me the whole story of Paula Jones and Clinton and all of that.
You want the whole story?
The whole
Okay.
story.
The whole shebang. Okay. Well, I started how I got a call from her agent that wanted to do a permanent.
First, we have to explain to the audience who may not know, who was Paula Jones? What did she do for a living?
She, Paula Jones was an Arkansas state employee, and she ran into Bill Clinton at a governor's thing they had in Arkansas at the hotel, and something went down there that she didn't do, and blah 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 blah. So I don't want to get into all of that, but you know what I'm saying. So that's what happened, and it brought her to the front and center, and there was a lawsuit involved, and I got a call while this lawsuit was on, which I had no idea who she was.
Sued who?
She was suing him.
Bill Clinton.
He was the first sitting president to ever have a lawsuit thrown against him like that.
And this is before or after Monica Lewinsky?
This was before. I knew about Monica before the whole world knew about her.
Well, tell.
Yeah, well, so the thing is with Monica, it was right before we went to D.C. in the early,
When you say we, you
me and Paula,
okay.
we flew together to D.C. for the deposition.
Is this on a private jet?
No, this was on a commercial liner.
Okay.
And it was very scary for me, to be quite honest.
Why?
Because at the time, scandals were the first, I guess, reality show of the world now, you know. So it was very frightening because a lot of bad things happen when you're in those. It's not all gravy, you know. You get a lot of threats, a lot of this, you know, people misconstrued that I was right-wing Republican and that I was out to get Clinton as well for doing her makeover, which my makeover had nothing to do with getting the president. I just did it because she looked so bad. I was like, you know, she came to me for a perm, and I'm like, I'm not doing a perm. There's no way. There's no way, because it looks terrible. So then all of a sudden, I was like, this is what I want to do, though.
So what did you do with her?
I ended up getting everything, took the perm out, changed the color, the cut, got the makeup, subdued her makeup, because her makeup was so out of control. The clothes made her more monochromatic and up to date.
What does that mean, monochromatic?
Monochromatic is like one color kind of
Oh,
ensembles, you know, whether it's like a lighter gray with black or just monochromatic, one color, you know, scheme. So that's what we did.
Was she nice?
This is where I got in trouble. I know them and I like them because I know them in a different way. I don't know this woman who's out there screaming about the president. I see a woman who's holding her baby, you know, being a mother and talking to me like a friend. Do you know what I mean? So to me, it was, people were like, oh my God, she's the worst woman in the world. And, and I'm sitting there going,
And she was suing Bill
yes.
because
He supposedly had I'm going to say this, had
fling?
someone go downstairs to her and tell her to come up to the hotel room while they were at this convention, and he supposedly took it out and told her to kiss it. That's the story.
Right.
She did not do that. She's not that type, and that's that. But it went on that later on her name came out in the press.
He did not do that, or she did not do that?
She did not do that.
Oh.
He
So
supposedly
some
did that.
third party started a rumor.
I don't know if it's a rumor. Well, kind of, yeah. Yeah, someone came out in the Spectator magazine and mentioned her name. And this was a little while later. So, she felt threatened by the whole thing and she got mad about it.
Sexual harassment, they call it.
Right, totally. Of course, with their scandal, there's Daniel. So sexual harassment, me. It's like, I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't just be like, a normal kind of hairdresser, whatever you want to call me at the moment. No, it's got to be way over the top.
So what was Bill Clinton like for you?
I personally have never met him. I met Hillary. But Bill, from what I understand, he seems like a nice guy. I don't know him, though. I don't know him. I'm not going to say I do because I don't. I've met Hillary and talked to her.
He knew how to make speeches.
Yes, he does. He's very likable.
Extraordinary, really extraordinary at words and visions, and putting aside his scandalous personal life, sex life, whatever. Whenever I saw him talk, I was mesmerized.
Right.
Whether or not he was telling the truth. However, he and the speechmakers did that. He was an extraordinary president in that way. Plus, I made more money when he was president than I did before or after. The economy was good. So Hillary, I met Hillary. I liked her very much. And I said, she was with her assistant. What's her name?
That I don't know.
Oh. Anyway, it was at a cocktail party for her when she was running the last time.
Right.
And I said, Hillary, my name is Sally. She says, I know you, Sally. And I thought, wow, how does she know me? And maybe she's making me feel comfortable, like she knows that I'm an actor, and maybe she's seen me. But she was so personable.
She is. She's very personable.
She really looked at me, really talked to me, really listened. I was impressed. So tell me about you hanging out with Hillary.
Well, it was briefly, but we did discuss people I knew, like the Nixon Eisenhowers, who I know, Julie Nixon and David Eisenhower. So because they all know each other due to the fact they're on the East Coast and they've been to events together, and so we've talked about that, but we did not talk about Paul and all that. No. But people have asked me, they go, if Hillary becomes president, they go, do you ever think you'll be invited to the White House? And I said, well, if I do, not that I think I will. It's just if I ever did, hey, you know what? I'm impartial. I don't see why I should be judged just because I was tied to somebody per se. You know what I mean? I did what I did, and I became a winner out of it. That's what they wrote, right? I mean, New York Post and this and that. And I did what I did to my best, thing I could do. Yes, my best ability. So, hey, I ended up on Geraldo and all these shows.
So what was that like being on Geraldo? I was on Geraldo about 5 times. So.
I love Geraldo.
Yeah, he's
a
good
him.
Guy.
He's really nice. He's always, I was at a Playboy release party and he was there, and he's just so friendly and just so down to earth. I hate to say that, but he's down to earth with me. He doesn't put on an air like, oh, I'm Geraldo or none of that.
And what was it like being with Jay Leno?
Jay Leno, I love Jay Leno. Oh my God. Well, I was not a guest on his show. I've done the jaywalking that he always had me on, and we did like a Paula Jones spoof and stuff like that. But everywhere I went, he was always nice. He came to the salon back when I was at Jose. We used to talk. And
so you were with Jose Hebert?
Yeah, on Rodeo. Yes, Jose hired me.
Jose or Jose?
It's Jose.
Jose.
It's French, remember?
Yeah. I used to go to him back in the day when I had a lot of extensions and lots of hair, and he would make me look gorgeous.
I don't think you remember, though.
Oh.
We met back then.
Did we meet with Jose?
Yes, way back when. This is when I just got here, though.
Were you working with him?
Yeah, it was at 2 Rodeo. You were doing the Academy Awards, and you were in there. A lot of people were there, and they were getting dressed for the awards, and you had like a navy blue, kind of royal blue. It's like satin dress.
I wore black for when I was nominated.
No, not for that. This is after. This
I remember that
the 90s.
Navy blue strapless
Giorgio
Santangelo dress. Slid up.
You were talking with Jose, and I was doing my stuff, walking around or whatever, and then you were saying something to Jose about, well, do I look all right? And then you said, I'm asking him his opinion. And you asked me, and you turned around and said, do I look good? And I said, you look fabulous. And you went, okay, that's good enough.
Oh,
and that's it, yeah.
Cool.
That's true.
And that must have been the early 90s.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
I just got to town.
You just got to town, so you've been here now. Not
Too long.
20 years?
Yeah, probably more, 25. You know, I worked with Jose as his assistant in the beginning, so I got to meet everybody from Cher and everybody. So
Yeah.
it's really interesting.
He did a lot of people.
Yeah.
He does a lot of people. So, speaking of diversity, you also have a singing career.
Yes.
You opened for Grace Jones?
Yes.
So
yes.
tell me about Grace Jones.
Well, I had my single "Take Me to the Other Side," and it charted. And she actually liked the song, and I got a call asking if I would open for her. So how would you turn that down? I was like, of course, you know. And I found out it was at Paramount Studios. And I was like, double, of course. So we ended up on the Blue Tank lot with this huge stage and runway. And of course, she's always late. So she was like an hour and a half, 2 hours late. But I did my opening act, you know, and had that big runway and all that, you know, all the people. And it was so much fun. I mean, they,
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
hung out with her afterwards. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was one of the, we did a VIP show also on the New York set back there, the New York Street.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so curious about her personality. She's so totally individual. I mean, she's not like anybody
No,
else.
she's totally an individual. And her brother designs her outfits, Christopher, I think it is. Oh my God, he was just as individual
And
as
her
she was.
hairdos?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He did all that. He was backstage doing it. I was talking with him, you know, because she was late. So I'm like, okay, well, I hung out back there instead of my trailer because I had a trailer back, you know. So I was talking with him and watching
Does she
him.
have a great sense of humor?
Yeah, she was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
That's amazing.
Yes. I mean, to me, it's a legendary moment for me. I mean,
For
that's-
sure, for anybody.
You know, I mean, a lot of people, they ignore me about that. You know, these people who like her, they'll be like, you know. But to me, I'll never forget it. Never.
And she asked you personally
Yeah.
to do. That's great.
Yes.
And tell me, you did some acting,
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, you know, I went to Lee Strasberg in New York,
right?
and ended up.
Do you remember the characters you played?
Well, I had Jeffrey Horn teach me. He was one of my
Yeah.
people. He would tell us about Marilyn Monroe and all his stories. You know.
Did he work with Marilyn?
Yeah, he would tell me how he would see her in class and she looked like a little 16-year-old girl, and then he'd go out at night and see her on these red carpets, like so done up like Marilyn, you know, and she'd be like, Jeffrey, you know, but he said it was so funny because she was like totally like this woman on the red carpet, you know, but in
Yeah.
class she was so demure and
And she'd wear scarves and
yeah, he's
dark
real down,
glasses.
yeah, real dressed down, like real,
Right.
that's what he would tell everybody, yeah.
Yeah, all the pictures of her at the actor's studio are like that. She always has a scarf on, or occasionally she would have her own hair, but no
Right.
makeup, and just very subdued and trying to fit in with all the normal people. You know,
Exactly.
When I studied with Lee Strasberg in New York, I believe she was in the Thursday private class and I was in the Tuesday private class, but I never did meet her. My mother knew her because my mother was fashion editor of Life at the time and would put her on the cover. And
Oh,
she,
wow.
Milton Green, who became the president or vice president with Marilyn of Marilyn Monroe Productions, Milton shot for my mother for 10 years at Life. So there was a crossover there. It's amazing I never met her and Shelley Winters was my godmother mentor, and she lived with Marilyn right here in West Hollywood
Wow.
on Crescent Heights and Norton.
Mm-hmm.
And they would make up lists of everybody they wanted to sleep with, and then if one of them had a date, then they'd kick out the other one for the night.
Oh,
You know.
well. I met Shelley actually at Roseanne Barr's birthday party. when
Right, she played her grandmother, right?
Yes, she played.
Was it her mother? Did she play her mother or
No,
grandmother?
she played grandmother. Well, the grandmother, Grandma Mary or something, wasn't it? I think
I don't know.
she wore the baseball hat and all that.
Yeah.
But I was invited to Roseanne's party when she was Roseanne Arnold. Tom threw it for the
Right.
Beverly Hills Hotel,
Sure.
and Sally was there. Sally.
Shelley.
Shelley was there with her baseball hat on. Believe it or not.
Right.
And I remember talking to her in the food line. You know, we're all like talking and stuff. Yeah, but she's just so cool.
Yeah.
I loved her character on Roseanne. She's hysterical.
Do you remember my character?
I remember everything.
For
You were the
those
mother.
of you who remember Roseanne, I was Barbara Healy, Johnny Galecki's mother, and I hit him in the face, which became an historical episode where people from all over the country would write me and say, I loved it when you were so mean. And then they said a very interesting thing to me. They said, it reminded me of me and my mother.
Oh,
And
yeah.
when I was shooting with Roseanne, I said, Roseanne, I can't hit him in the face like that. She wanted me to hit him hard. And Johnny didn't care. You know, he
Right.
was just going along with everything. And finally, Roseanne came in to talk to me when the director was in. She said, that's the way I remember it. which is interesting. She wanted to put her own personal life on the show.
That was a very compelling scene you did.
Yeah, and then
I
there
remember
was
it like yesterday. I just can remember it.
There was another episode for you Roseanne followers out there where I kicked him out of the house and he went to live with Roseanne. And of course was in love with her daughter. And yeah, so we've had similar experiences.
We run in similar circles but different stellar systems like.
Have I covered all of the different, you're a creative image consultant. Now, did I leave out anybody that you
That I've worked with?
Yeah.
Well, I worked with, you said them in the bio, but you know, Stevie Nicks, I just love her to death.
Well, Stevie Nicks is incredible.
Another one. I mean, I was just like, she came up and grabbed my hair one day, and I was from the back, and she said, "The man with the hair of many colors," because my hair was more golden back then. And she said, "Can you do this to mine?" And I said, "You got an hour?" Like that to her. And she said, "Okay." So she would invite me to her house, and I'd go to Malibu, and we'd go to Moon Shadows, have dinner, and this, and you know, all these fun things. And I mean, it was so fun. And then she took me on this amazing, it was a photo shoot, but it was a TV filming project for Lifetime. They're doing a special on her. And so, of course, I was doing the whole image in here. I was going through all her clothes from Belladonna and all these things, picking out outfits for her, you know, and I'm like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that, you know. But the guy who was an amazing photographer, I'm sorry, can't remember his name at this moment, but he did every legendary person that he photographed, whether it was Cher, Elvis, all these people. He's done everyone. He took a picture of, you know, Stevie and myself together at the end of the shoot and gave it to me as a big, you know, 8x10, gorgeous.
So you have that.
Oh my God, framed.
I wish we could show it here. Wow.
Yes,
Stevie
I mean,
Nicks.
to me, it's like even being in her house and like going in her fridge and getting something to eat, and I couldn't get over it because I was always a fan of hers, you know.
Oh, I'm a fan. I met her once and I just was in awe. Stevie Nicks, really down to earth. Been through her ups and downs.
Yes.
Been through a lot.
Yes, but you know, when you're at the house, you have to wash their hair in the sink, you know.
Oh,
so
really?
I get a whole nother perspective with these people, which is a real one, which I love, you know, because they're not, you know, all done up laying back in a salon, you know. It's like you just have to improvise and do what you got to do.
Right.
You know.
I could be wrong about this.
Yeah.
But I went through a disastrous period in my life when I had implants and almost died and got very bad Epstein-Barr virus, which Cher still deals with. And I think Stevie went public about having problems. I could be wrong, but I have this memory that she went public about having them out.
Oh, that I don't remember.
Really sick.
That I don't remember.
Stevie, if I got that wrong, please forgive me. But I remember being very touched by her story about how ill she got.
Right.
So,
she did get Epstein-Barr, I know that.
Well then.
She did have that, I know
You
that.
know, when you have toxicity in your body, much less from silicone, that's what you get. And it just, you have to have IVs every day practically to give you megavitamin C and magnesium, potassium, all the vitamins to balance out the poison in your body. I was the first person to go public with how dangerous it was. This was back in 1998. And women called me from all over the world, as far away as Nigeria, saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe anybody spoke out in the press about how sick you got.
Right.
That's the way I feel." And so did I leave out any high power personality that you worked with?
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Oh,
but
let's
that's
talk
not
about
hair,
that.
though.
No,
that's something
not
else.
hair. Okay, tell us about him.
Sacha Baron Cohen. Well, the bane of my existence. No, I'm just kidding. I love him. I got approached by Austrian TV to interview with Stefan from Austrian MTV. So the deal was great. Everything went through. Sent a limousine, this, that, blah, blah, blah. So I was like on high, you know, I'm on high, you know. And this was after Paula. So so we do this filming with this guy, Stefan, who's so over the top. And the most bizarre questions I've ever had in my life thrown at me, which I actually got through. And at one point he said to me on a break, he goes, "You've done a lot of TV, haven't you?" And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "Because you can keep up with me." But I wasn't thinking that he's punking me. Do you know what I mean? So, but you know, it came out later on, this piece from the Ali G show. I had no idea who he was. So I thought it was Stefan of Austrian MTV.
And it was Sacha?
It was Sacha. The only thing I can remember was his breath was pretty bad for 2 hours.
No.
Yes, and I'm, you know, that's kind of mean to say, but it was true. And I dealt with it though. But the thing was, I had no idea who he was. Well, a friend of mine told me after I showed a picture of him. They go, you don't know who that is? I go, no, this was like months after. And I said, oh no, and then it came out, and I was like all over the world. I still have fans writing to me from that. I mean, it's amazing. Then I went to the Bruno premiere because they punked me again for the movie.
What does that mean, he punked you?
They set you up.
Uh-huh.
Like he's Stefan from Austrian MTV.
Right.
That's not who I'm talking to. See, I'm calling him Stefan the whole time. So, you know, and, you know, pumping me up about how great I am and me going along with, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, so people laugh at you.
Right.
I hate to bring it up, but he also did what Donald Trump and Christiane from the Pretenders, and Sacha has done
he
a
crashed
everything.
the Oscars 2 years ago.
Yes, yes.
And they tried to kick him off the red carpet. And he wouldn't go.
Yes.
He stayed on the red carpet as some character.
Yeah, he was in the, yeah. And then at the premiere party for Bruno the movie, it was after the after party, I walked up to him and I said, I'm going to get you good. Just like that. And he looked at me, he's like, Daniel. I was just laughing. Oh, but you know, hey, he made me famous, right? So, and they treated me well. You know, it just was a little shock. I got shocked.
What was, we only have a minute and a half left. Well, you got to come back and do more of this.
Oh, I will. Anytime you want me, I'm yours.
Really?
Anytime.
Aw.
Anytime.
The two blondes.
Yes.
My hair went behind me. I have to bring it up to match you.
Have to bring it up. Yes, gorgeous, darling.
Okay. So I want you all to memorize the name Daniel DiCriscio. Right?
Yes, you got it right, Daniel DiCriscio.
Just in this last minute, is there any kind of advice you want to give in this camera people for how to have as fun a life as you've had?
Well, what I would suggest, and this is pretty much my motto for life, is you live life. You don't live a life in fear ever. Because if you live a life in fear, it's a life half lived. And you have to go through life, and it's a book. And you have to remember, every chapter of your life you have to make so interesting. It's your book, no one else's. So if someone doesn't like a chapter, that's their problem. And I always look at every opportunity that comes my way, every rock I turn over, because I never want to say no to anything in my life because I only live once, I feel. And always remember to smile and treat people with respect, because you will get that back.
You know, I want to pick up on that in my last 40 seconds. Smiling is very important. Walking down the street and smiling at a stranger, even if they don't smile back, is a ministry of light, I feel, because the world has got so much tragedy going on.
Yeah.
But if we just smile at total strangers, they may walk down the street and say, why did that person smile at me? Oh, maybe I look good. And we got to remember that that's a ministry of light, what I call a ministry of light. There's darkness and there's light.
Right.
And we all want to be light bearers, don't we?
Yes, we do.
So take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Don't hurt yourself so you won't hurt others. And use everything that comes to you for your spiritual advancement. Signing off, Sally.